Hello YouTube, Wise FIFA here, coming at you today with a new series called For the Card, or FTC as it's going to be known in the future, and I believe I'll use that in the thumbnail as well. But it's going to be a new series where you see me build squads to win EA special tournaments, and so that means that these tournaments don't necessarily have to have a card prize reward, but just any future unique tournaments that EA decide to release. I'm thinking about turning it into a possible stream series, which would allow for input from my viewers and followers so I can build fun, unique squads that we all want to see. And the squad, I use two squads here. This 4-1-2-1-2-2 squad, which is actually on my bench, and then I used this 4-3-3 false nine formation as a fitness squad. And so both of these teams will be linked in the description. I'll link them in a Foothead squad builder. So if you really want to check them out and possibly build them with yourself, you'll have the option to do so. So overall, the star player that I'd have to say from both of these squads that I enjoyed using the most and thought was the best player was Mertens. Dries Mertens plays really well, and then for my fitness squad, I'd have to give it to Berardi, who just scored that beautiful, lovely opening early goal, which is always nice to do in a tournament. Gives you a little momentum going forward. I'd also like to say that Insigne is a really good shout. He challenged Berardi a little, but I mean, his pace and dribbling really make him a really good player, even though the strength of Insigne and his size kind of leads to him being overlooked, but also bullied sometimes off the ball. I'd also like to comment on keystone players that I have in my squad. Players that you might not see a lot of clips of because they're not scoring glamour goals, but at the same time are integral part of the team getting the results we'd like to see. And so for my main team, that was Kadira. His defensive play, and he actually does score a beautiful long shot coming up, really helped the team pull through. He was just a rock in defense. And on the fitness squad, it was the other CDM, Kondogbia. Now, it's not always necessarily going to be CDMs, but for these two guys, I mean, I couldn't overlook them. Kondogbia is, he's a little slow, you might think, on his seeing his foot card, but his strength and his defensive positioning is remarkable, and so he breaks up all those attacks and forays by your opponent into your own half, which is vital when you're trying to press hard in these tournaments and you're sweating it out and whatnot. I would recommend both of these teams. Unfortunately, this tournament is over. However, both of these teams are suited for competitive seasons play, definitely. Uh, I would I would say that the main team plays a little bit better. Maybe Yang could be replaced if you're looking for another striker option. I know you have a bunch in the Serie. Dybala, Higuain, all are really good shouts. I know I'm forgetting a few, but I know you guys will correct me if you want to build your own squads. The attack, both of these teams are just really nice and balanced. They provided me with a good. I mean, if I they tailored my gameplay well. If I needed to press, they were able to press. If I needed to have a little bit more possession, they were able to do that. And their defending was very sound. The defending was very sound. I'd also like to comment on the kits I'm using. I have to throw this in there. Uh, they're the Fiorentina kits, the white and the purple, the classics. Gotta go with the classics, and they are by far my favorite Serie A team. I really enjoy La Viola. They're, I mean, Florence is a great city. I've been there. It's beautiful. I have a friend that spends a lot of time in Tuscany, and he got me really interested in Fiorentina. I've never looked back. I got a jersey from them. However, it was a funny story. I got a Jovetic one, but he was going to go get me a Gilardino one. And if you could see that little Easter egg in the beginning of the video, a nice little silver Gilardino. Man's looking beautiful as always. Just kidding. But look him up on Google. Bunch of shirtless pictures of this man. Classic Italian, but gotta love him. What a great player, too. I mean, he's got a great history. I mean, I know he was overlooked by the likes of Del Piero and that just really great Italian generation, but it was good. Sorry, I'll come back after that digression. So, overall, I know we're in the second game now. But the first game was pretty intense. I know that he equalized there, and I wasn't quite confident that I'd be able to win in regulation. But we come down and we do what we need to do, and it's always nice. And then this game was pretty cagey to begin with. I know that eventually the scoreline is going to be favorable for us, but and I score those two quick goals, but it was really a grinder game for all the first half, and then we get a little bit of luck with the first goal, and then Kadira hits a beautiful long shot, and then Mertens scores that AI header cheese, which is always nice. I mean, it's making up for what Morata did earlier when he hit that crossbar. And so I just have to say, man, the ground crosses are back, and I come up against in the third game, the semifinals, a little bit difficult for me, especially when a guy has a team like this, really well balanced attack and midfield and defense, all really good position players. And he hit that strike, and I thought, oh, I was done for sure. I mean, he's got a really pacey but well balanced attack in terms of passing and shooting. All of them can finish, and he's FC long shots, so you know that midfield all can hit the ball from outside the box, and that's why I was so worried. And the semifinals are pretty difficult for me, and I was losing them all. I lost them all the time in the Bundesliga tournament, but I was really hoping that we could break a little streak like that and just have a little bit of luck on our side, and we get that header in, and oof, just whiskers wide. Um, I was saying earlier that these ground crosses are back, and I mean, I can just remember how powerful they were in FIFA 13. They were so OP, man. I had a friend that got Team of the Year Giroud in a pack and would play me one time in an online friendly and hit me with like 9 ground crosses and scored and won like 9-1. And I'm not that bad of a foot player, I promise. And he was never that good of one. But we get a little good break here. We get a good look, and there's Berardi sitting there, and that finesse shot from Berardi on his left foot cutting back across, really reliable. That's why he was my favorite player, just a good captain choice for the fitness team too. I think I don't think the fitness or the captain has a real big impact on the game, but the momentum of being able to score first really helped me out in this tournament. And you'll see I get a little lucky deflection there, and there we go. Menez putting it in off the keeper with some more luck. So I was sitting pretty with a 2 goal lead and feeling pretty confident about the 2 goal lead. I like to think that I'm a good enough FIFA player to hold out those 2 goal leads. And we'll have to divert our eyes real quick right here. Oh, that's a rough sweat. That was a rough sweat, but it's a tournament. It's a semifinal. Can't take any chances. Then the guy started making some silly mistakes. And if you look closely here, that's a beautiful Rabona ground cross by Insigne right to Menez, and slots it away with that OP ground cross. And it was just too much for him. He had to rage quit. And we came up in the final, and this guy's got another beautifully balanced team, super powerful, except for that left mid inform Mertens. I know I've been praising Mertens all game, but I just do not like playing players out of position. It's just maybe be the foot purist in me. I've just never really done that. I've never found that enticing. I've always just preferred the chemistry, although the drafts we'll have to have another separate discussion about. And oh, Karma comes around and he hits me with a ground cross, and my guy couldn't get it off his feet, and he just Salah, that bastard, especially for what he did against or what he did for Fiorentina when he scored all those goals and then decided to not come back even though he had that contract. Ugh. And we came down here, beautiful work from Murata, and just another good save. But I yeah, just as I was saying, man, that chemistry is just really important to me. I've always enjoyed that 99 chem back in the old days on those squads. That foot purist in me comes out. I'm not too sure about this no link wasted deal that's now the rage on Foothead, but he comes down here, and I thought that Higuain goal was going to go in, and that was going to be it. I was just really feeling that despair. It was really intense. I was starting to get some doubts. As you can see, we're in the second half now, and I did have some really good chances, and Kadira makes that beautiful tackle, and here comes Murata. Here comes Murata. Oh, are we gonna finally get some luck? The ball's up in the air. Come on, but oh, crossbar and out. I mean, there's nothing worse than the post saving your equalizing goal. I mean, everything was just sitting there for me and just didn't fall. And so we get another attack though. I mean, his pass down to the back was always a little sloppy, and a beautiful chip through ball Murata to Mertens, the star player, isn't going to miss that finesse shot. He's got great finishing. great dribbling, great movement, definite buy, especially for how cheap he is. I mean, in fact, I'm pretty sure he's a reward in the Serie A tournament if you win it a second time. But we get a nice little outlet. We try to get a nice little outlet here, but the ball just falls for him. And on this, I was feeling pretty confident with this guy. I was tracking him well in terms of anticipation. And when you get hustle plays like this from Pereira, good things are going to happen. As you can see, he tries a couple times. I overshoot it once, but he gets a good deflection on it, which is always good to break up the play. And we get some good hustling. He thinks he's cleared it, but there he goes with that bad passing out the back. We get a good look with Murata, and he passes it over to Enyang. And I don't want to say that that's a sweat one because that was a well-worked play, and Yang tucks it in across body, just right on the inside of that post, which is always, always, always going to go in. He comes down straight from the kickoff. I was sweating, and damn, Handanovic with a great save, fingertips just whisker wide of the post. And he comes up and he just, oh, there it is, his turn to hit the crossbar for the equalizing goal. And I was sweating here on his drive right here. It's in extra time. This is usually when scripting happens for all you believers out there. I'm not necessarily sure about that, but when I see stuff like that where Perez is getting bullied off the ball, when he clearly is the stronger player, and luckily for us, we get a good play out there by Pereira coming down and being the hustler that he is, and we get the W in the final. We get the luck, and we get the card. I mean, Again, the links to these teams will be in the description on a Foothead Squad Builder. We can just bask in the glory of winning this card now. That Sansone card, it's a good card, a good left wing card. It would have been cheap anyways, but it's there, it's ours. Follow me on Twitter, WiseFIFA out.